Hello and happy Monday. We're back for another Mystery Card Monday. Hope you got all your supplies ready. I have decided that I will be sending random gifts every week for sharing this past week. Hey, Margaret. Margaret was the random winner. So I'll get that in the mail to you this week, Margaret. Hey, Kathy. How are you? Oh, you are so welcome. I'm glad you liked it. So, let's get started with tonight's card. I am actually going to use another celebration stamp set called Jungle Pals, and you are welcome. They are just the sweetest little animals, and this is, like I said, a celebration set. And you can, let me just see what I did with my celebration catalog. Oh, here it is. It's on my desk. I don't want to, here they are right here. So you can get the stamp set free with a $50 purchase, and then you can get the dies free with a $100 purchase. So I actually did use the dies. The dies are pretty cute. It cuts out each of the little animals. Okay, so we have all our animals, and you can cut the animals. And then there are some leaves and a tree and vines with flowers. So it's a really cute little set. And it's always nice to get something free. And then I'm also going to use the embossing folder. I want to make sure I get that right too. I think it's Softly Sophisticated. Let's see. Use the watermelon. I think it's towards the back. Here it is, right here. Yep. Softly Sophisticated. So I'm using the embossing folder. Hey, do. That's okay. The embossing folder that comes with the free bundle. All right. So we got our Jungle Pals, our Softly Sophisticated. I'm also going to be using the Go-To Greetings, and this is another new set in the mini catalog, the Cutest Cows, and I'm going to use this sentiment here. All right. So let's get started. So our list of supplies, we needed a colored cardstock, 5.5 by 4.25 and 5.5 by 2. And I chose garden green. All right. Hey, Karen. 20 inches of snow. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's crazy. Holy moly. It's cold here, though, too. We're supposed to be getting snow, but I just think it's too cold for snow tonight. It's 24 degrees here right now, and it's just really cold. Wow, that's crazy. Well, you be careful out there, Karen. All right, so I chose garden green. Then we needed an additional colored cardstock, 5.25 by 4. And I chose, let me just make sure that it's the right color. Yep, lemon lime twist. Okay. And then we needed a designer series paper, 4.75 by 3.5. And I chose, and I don't even remember what the name of this is. Oh, I don't think I have the piece for it. If anybody remembers what the name of this designer series paper is, Meandering Meadows. That's what it is. So I chose this designer series paper, the Meandering Meadows. And then we needed 2 pieces of basic white cardstock, 3.5 by 2.25. And here are my pieces. And what I did with them is I took one of the frames from the scallop contour dies, and I took my pieces and I laid them inside this frame, ran it through my cut and emboss machine, -14, holy moly, and added the stitching to my layer. Okay, so that's how I did that. Then we needed a 1.5-inch circle, and then a mat for under the sentiment, and this is the deckled circles, and it is the one that is 1 3/4. And then little embellishments. So I actually did a couple leaves, okay, and I did the vine in crumb cake and garden green. Cut the leaves off the garden green, and I glued them to the leaves on the crumb cake. All right, that's what I did. Wow. Well, you be safe out there. Make sure you bundle up. That is crazy cold. And then I am actually going to use the sloth. Isn't he cute? Looks like Johnny, doesn't it, Em? Liara has a sloth stuffed animal, and his name is Johnny. All right, let me just grab a scrap here. A scrap of basic white. Huh. All this paper and I can't find a scrap of basic white. I just need, here we go. Just need one little piece. All right. So I'm going to grab some Memento. Let's push this aside. And I'm going to get my little sloth ready, okay? Quick and easy. Isn't he cute? And I am just going to pull this down a little bit. And I am going to grab a few blends. And I'm going to do them quick and easy. So I have light and dark crumb cake. And I just want to make sure that's what I grabbed. And ivory. So I'm just going to color in this front portion of his face in ivory. Okay. And then I'm going to take the light crumb cake and I'm just going to color him in really quickly. And when you color him in, if you leave lines in him, it's fine because he has really nice fur. I'm just going to use the bullet nib to get around his eyes. All right, so just a really quick coloring. And then I am going to grab the dark crumb cake and add some shadows. Of course, I have to add my shadows. So I'm just going to add it to all the little areas. Let's go around his back a little bit. I'm going to come under his face. All right. And then I'm going to grab the light crumb cake and just go over the edge of where I just colored. pull this up. All right, so cute little sloth. And then we're going to grab the die that goes to him, and we have him right here. All right, so that is the image I am going to use for my card tonight. So let's make the card. I know a lot of other demonstrators, when they do mystery card, they let you do it all on your own. I like to create along with you so you have an awesome card when you're finished. All right. Now I did pull out my embossing folder. Where did I stick it? Here it is. All right. So step number 2 is to emboss. So you're going to emboss the piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. And you're also going to emboss the 5 1/2 by 2. So let's do that. I'm going to grab my embossing folder, and I'm going to run it through right along with you. And I hope I have my sandwich right, and I do. So here is my first piece. And then one more. Here is the second piece. All right. Now we're going to take this 5 1/2 by 2, and we are going to score it at 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so I grab my scoreboard. We're going to put it the 5 1/2 inches along the top, and we're going to score it at 7/8 of an inch. Okay. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to create a banner out of this piece. Now, I do have the banner punch, okay? So I can take my piece, and it's a little bit wider than the banner, so I'm going to just line it up in here. And create a banner. Now, if you don't have the banner punch, what I would do is measure 1 inch, okay, and then just mark it up here a little bit, and then use your scissors and cut it here and cut it there, and then you will create your banner. Okay, you understand what do you see what I mean? It's very easy. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a guide. I don't even know how wide this is. It's almost 2 inches. So what I would do is I would mark it just about at the halfway mark. Decide how big you want your banner. And then take your scissors and start at one corner and cut it up to the end of that mark. And then your other grab your other corner and cut it up to that mark. And there you go. There's your banner. Okay? All right. Now, let's put it together. We're going to grab our designer series paper, and we are going to adhere it to our embossed layer. All right. I'm going to use glue. This way we have a little bit of wiggle room and we can make sure that we get this on this layer straight. All right. So I'm going to lay it down. Make sure it's straight. Now where it's embossed, you're going to have to make sure you use enough glue that it's going to stick. All right. So you want to make sure you really rub it so it sticks to the embossed layer. And if you find you're having little problems with it sticking up on your corners, just grab a piece of scrap, add a bit of glue, stick it under, and hold it and pull your piece out. And that will glue it right down. Just going to check. I'm going to do this corner too. I didn't add enough glue for the embossing. All right, so there is our cardstock on our embossed layer. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this banner and you're going to adhere this 7/8 of an inch piece to the back of this piece. Now you have to decide where you want this on the front of your card. Do you want it centered? Do you want it over to the left? Do you want it over towards the right? Okay, so that is what you have to decide. I'm going to make sure I add some good amount of glue. I'm going to put mine over to the left a little bit more. All right, so we're going to just layer that on. Make sure it's adhered. Now remember, celebration is going on. Anyone who orders during the month of January, at the end of the month, I will send a PDF. The PDF that goes with the craft box that I do during the month, and a free embellishment pack. Okay. So you'll get that at the end of the month. All right. So now that this is adhered, I'm just going to do it to the back so I don't ruin the embossing on the front. Now we are going to adhere this layer to our 5.5 by 4.25 layer. All right. I'm going to grab some glue again. Love the idea that we have some wiggle room. And we're going to center it right on this layer. I got to move it down a little bit. All right, so there is what we have so far. Now, you can stamp your images. I did my little sloth, okay? And now let's stamp our sentiment. And I am going to use the Cutest Cows stamp set. This comes with a coordinating punch. So the little cow, and let me pull it up so you can see. So I didn't even open it yet, but you can see there's the little cow. All right. And I'm going to use It's Your Special Day. And it's awesome because it is photo polymer. Whoops, I'll be able to see through it when I stamp. So I'm just going to put it upside down and pick it up. And then you can decide what color you want to use. And I'm just looking. I think I put I'm going to do Memento. I must have put my silicone mat up. That's right. So let's stamp this right in the center. All right, so that is our sentiment. And I'm going to adhere this to the mat. Next, I want you to grab one of your squares. This is the 3.5 by 2 1/4. And you want to add something to this piece. I'm going to add another sentiment. And we're going to hope that I get it on here straight. Let's see, which one do I want to use? I think we'll use this one. And I'm going to do the happy birthday. And I'm going to do it in the black again. All right, so there's our sentiment on the... Now you can also add an image to this if you want. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. I'll see if maybe I actually have an extra sloth. I can always add him. All right. And you want to now grab all your little bits and pieces. All right. Now we're going to take our second piece here. And we're going to adhere our circle to this front piece. But before I do mine, I am actually going to take my vine and I am going to add it to this piece. And I'll probably trim it off. So I'm going to grab my glue. Come on, glue. Oh, there we go. I'm going to add my vine right to the front. Just like that. Once it dries, I'm going to trim it. So now I can add my circle. I'm going to pop it up. You can glue it or pop it up. I'm going to pop it up. Oops. And I'm going to add it right here. Okay. Now we can add our image. And I'm going to grab my little sloth and attach him so it looks like he's hanging from that vine. So I'm going to glue him on. Just add him right here. And I think I'll grab one of these larger leaves and poke it under. And then one of the smaller leaves. All right. Now, we're going to take this piece and I'm going to trim. I think I need, no, actually, I'm going to leave it. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to lay it on the front of the card. You'll notice that it is just as wide as your designer series paper, and we want to see the banner peek through at the end. So I'm going to move it up, and we want to adhere this to the banner. Okay, so I want to add it. Let me just see where I want to put it. I'm just going to make a little mark. And I know now that this will fit right there. And I'm going to add my glue to the banner. And I'm putting enough because of the embossing. So now I can lay it back down. So you want to line it up at each side of your designer series paper and just hold it down. Oh, it's bedtime for the little Pookie girl. All right, so just want to make sure that's adhered really well. Okay. Just like that. And then we have our banner showing. Then we're going to take our second piece. And I am going to actually grab my seal. And then I'm going to grab some glue. And I'm going to just go down the seal. So this way it does not stick right away. Okay. It saves it from adhering really quickly. And we're going to line this up. So make sure you have it the right way with that front piece. Okay. And then you want to close it down. So there it is on the inside. I have a few leaves left over. So I think I am going to add them onto this piece. And I'll grab this other one. Put a dot on here. Now that is all done, you can add bling, you can add a ribbon. I'm gonna grab some, I have rhinestones sitting here, and they are retired. Couldn't think of the word, sorry about that. And let's just put a few on the front of this card. Put one on the other side of there. All right, so just a little bit of bling. Oh, wasn't that nice, Karen? Wonderful, wonderful. So there we go. Just a quick and easy little fun fold card using some new stamps. I'm going to continue the rest of the week with this stamp set. So, our Thursday night, I'm going to use the same set. Then this way you can see there's a variety of different things that you can do with each stamp set, and you're not wasting your money. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have all the measurements and everything on my blog tomorrow morning, and I will talk to everybody soon. Have a great night, Karen. Stay warm out there. Be safe in that crappy weather. And I will talk to everybody soon. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. You're welcome.